All right, let's go. Day number 28, almost the end of December. So if you haven't watched the previous videos, you can look over them and see if you like any of the titles, the topics. And today it's both a broad topic and a more specific one because I want to talk about how to grow any business. In particular, I want to focus on eCom businesses, and there are just three ways to do it. And I'll start by actually saying those three things, and then I will actually mention a few details about each one. As always, around 11-12 minutes for the entire video. So let's start with the first one. So if you want to make more money in business, to grow your business, you need, first of all, more clients. Like, you can't become the biggest company in the world by having one client, right? Like, I don't know of any example. Apple has a bunch of customers, Microsoft, Google, everyone has a lot of customers. Second, how much they spend. So for example, when you go, let's say, on an online store to a new brand and you buy, let's say, some kind of let's think for a second here. Let's say you buy some kind of mushroom coffee. You'll probably pay maybe $60, right? And that's it. And the third way is how often, or better said, how do you get someone to buy again? Because if you get someone to buy again, you have them either on a recurring subscription like Netflix, or you just get them back on the site because it's something that they need to consume again and again. So let's look at some examples. First of all, more customers. Now, in e-commerce, for example, because I want us to focus on e-commerce, you can't have just 5 clients. You can't have 10 clients, right? Because they are not going to pay for your product, which is usually a physical one. And even if it's high end, it might cost, I don't know, $500, right? Maybe even a Louis Vuitton bag. I'm not sure how it is. 5K, 10K, maybe more, right? But still, like, if you get someone to buy just one, yeah, you'll make some money, but you still need more customers. And in eCom, usually this is the name of the game. Trying to get as many customers and as many new customers. I was actually talking recently with someone who wants to start a brand, and their goal is to actually focus a lot on those first 1,000 customers, to talk with them, to get their insights, so that they can be the first, let's say, 1,000 true fans, if you've heard of this concept, popularized by Kevin Kelly, and that's the person who actually talked about it initially. But for example, I've heard about it on the Tim Ferriss podcast, probably 7 years ago or something like that. And basically, every business needs new customers over time, because let's go to the second subject, right? How much they spend with you. So think like this: in most cases, someone might spend with you, look at Netflix. How much? I think it's €10, $10, something like that a month. So that comes to 120 a year. Like, that's actually, I'm touching on the first subject here, but think like this: $10 for a Netflix subscription. If you pay just once, Netflix won't really make money. Like, how many people would they need in order to create all of that content? It wouldn't be enough. So that's why you actually need people to spend more if possible. So for example, if you look at most businesses, they will offer complementary products or some kind of different products in order to increase the average order value. Because sometimes you will buy just one time from a brand, but the goal for that brand should be, and in most cases it is, to get you to spend more, to buy more items, to buy in bulk. So basically, instead of buying 500 grams of protein, you will buy 2.5 kilograms, like I do, because I do enjoy consuming it. And for example, I think I've spent probably 10K over the last 10 years on a specific brand that I can think of, a fitness brand that sells protein, supplements, and that's because I basically invest in my health, and more or less all of us invest, but it just depends on what kind of foods, from what brand, from which supermarket. So all of these things matter, right? And for example, in e-commerce, you're trying to get someone to buy something. You're trying to get anyone to buy anything, but it's hard to make it work if you sell something that's $20. You need to make it so that someone can maybe bundle and save. So instead of buying one shirt for $20 or $30, they would buy 10 shirts if possible, right? You offer a crazy discount, a limited time discount, all of that. And then, all right, you have customers, you have them buying, but the main thing is that eventually you will hit a saturation, right? Meaning that, think of Apple. It's not like they'll get new customers. So unless new people get born, and as we know, like the rates aren't going up with new people in this world. So that's not necessarily the best way. But the third way is to actually get them to buy again and again. So this is where you actually need a good product, a good service, and that's why some businesses are harder to run than others. Because look at what's most popular for a long time now, subscriptions. And why are they popular? Basically because someone is going to pay you ideally monthly or yearly. So in a perfect world, you will never lose that client. You will have them on subscription, and that basically gives you money to go get new clients. So in the B2B world, this would mean that you have more money to run paid ads, to advertise yourself, to get more attention. And it's the same in eCom. Basically, you make some profit, small profit, then you reinvest it to get new customers. Then you make more profit because you get more new customers. And then you just reinvest until, let's say, you hit a limit. And at that point, maybe you need to have new products, because this is the question: will you get someone to buy again and again for the rest of their life? Probably not, because let's not forget, there's competition in this world. So that's why, for example, Coke, Pepsi, they have so many other brands, because they are diversifying, and this is what we should do over time as well, offering different services. So yeah, you might offer, let's say, this is more so in the B2B world. So in the B2B world, it would be something like you offer Facebook ads, Google ads, but then maybe you offer consulting, maybe you offer coaching, maybe you offer mentorship, which could mean more or less the same things, but packaged differently. And another way, when it comes to e-commerce, to think about it, is that you might offer someone something that they consume in the morning. You might give them something that they consume at night. You might give them something that they consume every day for focus, for energy. That's why companies like Monster are a giant, because people need energy every day, right? Just like with cigarettes. People need that, I guess, relaxation or dopamine hit. I'm not a big smoker, so not the best to talk about this. Same with alcohol. Although non-alcoholic drinks are also becoming popular nowadays. But the idea is that you do need to get people to buy again and again. Even for myself, running an agency, I want to have clients that are on a retainer, meaning that they pay monthly for as long as possible. So that's why a client for me might mean just one client, 36K, because if they pay 3K a month, then annualized that comes to 36K, right? So that is where you actually have to pick your poison. Let's say, do you want to get more customers? Do you want to get a higher value per customer? Do you want to get repeat repeat purchases, repeat customers. So this is where you actually need to think about it, because every business more or less grows the same, and you just have to pick which is your business model and which lever do you want to pull. Do you want to get more new customers? Do you want them to spend more? Do you want them to buy more and more? And of course, in a perfect world, you would do all of them. But let's be honest. Let's be honest. Let's look around us. No one is doing the perfect things all the time, and it's also a resource thing. Time is limited. Other people's time is still limited because you have to pay them. So eventually you will have lower margins. So you'll work more and get less. Sometimes it becomes more stressful. And let's be honest, sometimes you actually want to make as much money as possible while working, I wouldn't say as few hours as possible, but without having to stress too much. So it's something such as a ratio of how much you earn per amount of stress that you have. So it's not so much about how much you earn per hour. Like, honestly, that's such a bad business model nowadays, hourly and so on. So that's why I would say ideally we do look at how well we are managing mentally the amount of tasks and the money that we earn. But that was basically it for today. I wanted to focus on the three ways to grow any business in general, but also an e-com business. And yeah, we're getting into 2025, so we'll be talking about that soon. If you want to keep following the journey, then see you tomorrow.